There's no judgment. Don't feel ashamed. It's all the same. Every day, come into your peace of your just moving out on the phone. The lady that kisses come out the door. Just don't be afraid of your heart. It's all the same. Your lane. Your lane. Your lane. Every day, things I'm sure it's gonna get better.
Time to go to bed. For another chance to be here and talk. So we're all about it. Al Clark and Tommy Lee. And we also had with us Ms. Cecilia Patrick, a representative of the Crisis Center, where they were able to watch the rebroadcast for that, talking about sexual abuse. All right, so I don't know why I started to get hairy. Yeah, it was just that heavy of a show, but we got through it, and God has been faithful. And donations are still, coming in, or we would want them to still come in for the Bahamas Cancer Society. Or, Jesus, what are you saying? The Bahamas Crisis Center. It's too early in the show for me to be doing these things. All right. And so I want to give you all some time to get yourself together, start sharing the page, because we're about to talk about, this is part 3 of a very interesting topic that is prevalent and needed, especially in the month of October, where we create awareness, and that's talking about breast cancer. We have with us 2 incredible women who have bravely walked the path of breast cancer and came out stronger on the other side. All right, they come out stronger. They'll be sharing their personal journeys of overcoming the physical, emotional, and mental challenges that come with this diagnosis, offering hope and wisdom for anyone facing a similar struggle. That this is a conversation about strength, healing, and thriving beyond adversity. And the reason why I am so consistent with making sure that we have some representatives, someone who is a survivor, or even those who are presently going through the process, is because I want to provide hope for those who may be going through the same thing. All right. Yes, we know, if you all know about statistics, you get a diagnosis of cancer every single day. every single day. So someone yesterday just received a diagnosis that they have cancer, and that doesn't necessarily have to be within the breast, but of course we want to focus on that this month. But we need to know that there's a community for people who've survived it. There's a community of people who are going through the process, and we want to ensure that you know that, hey, you don't have to give up. Just because you've been diagnosed with something doesn't mean that that's the end of it and that's the end of your life. And so this is what this show is all about. We're bringing hope today, and that's the reason why I'm actually perking up my energy, because thank God it wasn't like the show the last time, because I was like, oh God, you know. But this is a show of joy and excitement, and I'm excited to introduce my guest. But before we do that, I'm asking you to go ahead and like the page, share the page, tag a friend, especially for those who you know for a fact who've been diagnosed, so went through it, or even if you happen to know these beautiful guests who I have on with me in the studio, and you can go ahead and share and support them today. I'm going to give you some time for those who may be on the road listening and tuning in on Star 106.5 FM. When you get home, you can listen on channel 976 on cable, or you can come and watch and see their faces on Your Lane Life Coaching's Facebook page. You can also view them on YouTube. Go to Coach Trish Hanna, where you'll see us live on and not in person, but you'll see our faces. All right. You can see the beauty of God's grace. All right. When you watch us today, Your Lane episode 111 is Radiant Resilience, Thriving Beyond Breast Cancer. And this is part 3. All right. And this is brought to you by the Perfume Bar, John's Shoe Store and Accessories, Your Lane Life Coaching, and Lysol, distributed by Thompson Trading. I'm going to ask my guests to introduce themselves today. And we're going to start with my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guest on the left. Her name is Arizona. Of course, she's going to tell you a little bit more about herself. Let's start with Arizona. Yes, ma'am. That's you. Welcome to the show, Arizona. Can we hear a little bit about yourself?
Good evening, everyone. Arizona Rolle. I'm a breast cancer survivor for 9 years now. And it's a pleasure sitting here amongst you all to let you know about my experience, my journey, my walk through surviving cancer. Mm-hmm.
Arizona, do you have any children?
Yes, I have 2 adult children, but when I was diagnosed, they were preteens, and now they are adults.
Okay, yeah. All right. And then we also have with us the famous, she's famous, y'all. She famous. All right, I just want to let y'all know that we have a star on our show on Star. We have a star on Star 106.5 FM. Duquesa, only for the 1 or 2 Bahamians who ain't never heard about you before. Can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So hello everyone out there in TV land, wherever you're tuning in. I am Duquesa. I am a woman who helps other women navigate the darkness and come into the light. That takes many forms. So I am president of the Gen-nie Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group, as well as I have a thriving community of other women that I support through other challenges in life, whether it be like you coach, relationships, whether it be family situations. We have different groups and different, programs that help women.
Now, Duquesa, I know the answer because 1 or 2 of them, 1 or 2 people who listening don't know this answer.
Right.
But are you married?
Yes, I am.
Now, let me tell you something about Your Lane Talk Show. When we have guests who are married, we allow them to take a couple seconds to big up their king. Ain't no way. Now we already done big up the Holy Spirit in here, so don't make it seem as if we have our husbands as some gods, because they're not. All right, but when you on this show, you have to take a couple seconds to salute the king of your house.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna give you that opportunity.
Absolutely. And I think he's listening, because I did send the link over to him.
Yes.
I think I have a very amazing husband. He is super supportive in everything that I do. Anything that falls through the cracks, he picks it up. He is my provider. Because of him, I don't worry. As a matter of fact, last night I was just having that conversation with him and letting him know that because of him, I could go after my dreams and, just go out there and help and support other people because I don't have to worry about, where the money is coming from. He supplements. Actually, he more than supplements. I supplement. He provides the major. And whenever there's a function, all the ladies could tell you he is there. He could be decorating. He could be breaking down. He is just super supportive in that way as it relates to bringing forth the purpose that God has given me on this earth.
I love
So
that.
he is just wonderful, wonderful spouse.
Mr. Bain, we salute you, sir. We salute you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so ladies, let's get straight to it. We want to talk about the journey that you've had. And Arizona, I want you to get a little loose now because I want you to start first. I want you to tell us, because you started to, tell us about the journey of the moment that you first got diagnosed. But prior to that, I want you to talk about what was some of the symptoms that you've had that allowed you to go say, okay, well, let me go to the doctor to see if there's something wrong. So let's start from there.
Okay. Before I was diagnosed, I knew I was always tired. So what I was doing was drinking like energy drink and trying to boost my energy up and everything. But when I did find out, when I found a lump in my breast, left breast, and not just a lump, but I saw changes with the breast, the left breast. It was a lot of pain, hurting a lot, and the pain was getting aggressively. The lump seems like it was growing aggressively, right? But before that started, I went to the doctor. But during the process with getting tested and everything, this thing, what was in my breast were like just growing. The breast became very painful, unbearable pain. And
so let me ask you, did you have an idea of what it was? Or you just thought that was just
Well, I just thought that because every time that I would see my menstrual, my breast normally would get heavy and feel lumps, that's the type of breast that I have had. And, so at that point, I didn't take it at no point, but not till when I was taking a shower. And for some reason, okay, the period is over. It had been 10 days after the period, and I'm feeling this lump. And I even felt like a lump under the arm also. So that's when I decided to, hey, let me take charge of this. Let me find out what is going on with my breast. And that's when I went to the doctor.
Wow.
Yes.
All right, so let's continue with this though. I want to know, so you went to the doctor and what was
I went to the doctor and okay, let me tell you, I went to South Beach Clinic. And I went to the doctor. I told him I'm having a lot of pain in my breast. He examined it and everything, and he didn't waste no time. He gave me a referral to go to do an ultrasound and everything. Go for terrace, go do your ultrasound and everything. So I went straight there. After leaving South Beach Clinic, I went straight to the Fort Terrace, and they did ultrasound and everything, and they were nervous too. Yeah, they were nervous, so they referred me to go to the hospital, and that's where I went to the hospital, the oncology, and oncology wrote me up to do another biopsy and ultrasound and all of that all over again. So I went and I did all of that. So doing the process of the biopsy, right, I noticed, laying there, it's like it was a large amount of blood coming from the breast. So I said, something gotta be wrong for the breast to be bleeding like that, so it was a scary moment right then and there.
So in the midst of them testing and doing biopsy, etc., were they saying, hey, this is a chance of this or
I wasn't
this?
getting anything.
They weren't answering. They
No,
weren't saying
They don't tell
anything.
you.
no,
Nothing.
they don't tell
Mhm.
you anything
Mhm.
until you get that actual results
Right.
come back.
Mhm.
So they gave me some time to come back for the results. And then when I got the results, I had to go and see my doctor, Dr. Roxley Monroe.
Mhm.
And so that day came, I didn't take no one with me, you know. But I knew something was wrong, really. I knew something was wrong because of the breast,
Right.
how the breast was. The nipple pushing, everything. I knew it was
'Cause-
something was wrong.
Because you know your body.
Yeah.
So you know.
And then you actually could have feel the lump. The lump was huge. So
Mhm.
I knew that, hey, something is wrong. Yeah.
And right off the bat, I know we starting a little early, but you have to know your body.
Yes.
You have to, in every month, they always say, you know, you raise your
Yes.
hand and they give you little
Yes,
steps on
you
how
test
to
yourself
test
and-
yourself in your hands. And that.
Yes.
But we're going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show. But Duquesa, I want you to talk about your diagnosis. Let me know, let us know, how did you get to the point of that diagnosis? Right. Why he's do this to me? So my producer said, let's just take a break. Good. We'll take a break. And right after that break, we'll hear what's Duquesa's story. All right. So let's go.
Germs can spread fast, but with Lysol, you can go into protection mode. When it comes to your laundry, Lysol Laundry Sanitizer is specially designed to sanitize your laundry and kill 99.9% of bacteria. It can be used on most washable fabrics, including baby clothes, gym clothes, undergarments, towels, bedding, and delicates. Available in sport, free and clear, and crisp linen. Washing your clothes is good. Sanitizing them is better. Lysol, what it takes to protect. Now available at your favorite store. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're thinking pink with store-wide BOGO savings on your favorite fragrances and cosmetics. Buy one, get one at 25% off. And with every $50 purchase, enter your survivor in our raffle to win a gift basket valued at $500. Together we fight, and together we save. Only at the Perfume Bar. Visit one of our 5 locations today.
You try to rest. Maybe we can print it. Just give us a call. Printed masters, bring your masterpiece to life.
Here in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Brinsley Lumpkin. I have two 13 by 23 semi-high gloss ceramic tiles in stock and selling for $214 a square foot before that. Now, one of these, namely CB2093, has a unique design that gives the illusion of laid stone. The unevenness of the stone sidewalks of Europe, but it's only an illusion. While they look like stone, they offer much more continuity. I'd asked him that if he'd been to How to Talk Good School while he was away. Anyhow, come to Printer and have a look at his new collection, starting at $214 a square foot before that.
You're listening to Your Lane with Coach Trish Hanna.
Welcome back. For those who are just joining us, we have with us in studio Arizona Rolle along with Duquesa Bain. But Duquesa stands in a different position today. She's coming, as a breast cancer support organization. And we want to share and allow her to share a little bit of her reason, for continuing on. Because I was told that this is actually her mom who founded this organization. So, Duquesa, tell us a little bit about it. Then we can go back to Arizona, but just tell us a little bit about how you got to receive the baton to continue on this journey.
So I want to take you back in time a little bit.
Let's go back.
Because my mom started this group in 2012, somewhere around the first time she had a cancer diagnosis. Mm-hmm. And my mom died in 2017. Mm-hmm. Now, between the period of 2012 and 2017, my mama used to nag me all the time. I have in dysfunction. I need you to cook this. I need you to come help me set up this. I need you to come do the games. Mm-hmm. And Trish, in all honesty, sometimes I used to be mad because I felt that my mom was navigating a cancer journey and she needed to rest. She needed to rejuvenate, but she was pouring everything that she had into these women, these survivors and patients, and helping them along. And I used to be furious because I'm like, you're depleting yourself. And so the real value of the work that she was doing really didn't knock me down until she was no longer here.
Wow.
And so after she died, the group members were like, can you be an interim president to help the group, go along? And they helped me through the early grief process of my mom's passing, so much so that they became family.
Wow.
And then I saw the light bulb come on that, okay, this is why she was inspiring them. One of the things my mom talked about a lot was during her recovery, she lived at home with my brother. And so I would go every morning to give breakfast, lunchtime for lunch, evenings for dinner. But in between, she was home alone because, my brother was out working as well. And she said, Donnie, because that's what my family calls me. She was like, there are some days I'm in here and it feels like the four walls are just closing in on me. Like her biggest battles were mental and emotional. There were times when she questioned a lot about why it was happening to her, like, and all the good that she's done in the community throughout all of her life. Like there was a period of time where she was like, God, why me? Let's just be real. These questions come up, right? And so as a part of her pain, she thought, okay, if this is happening to me, then it's happening to other survivors. She talked about the fact that when she went into public, sometimes she was very conscious of her breast and wondering if other people could see that her breast was removed or they could see her prosthetic breast. Sometimes she had a sock in there. It just really depended on what she wanted to wear on that particular day. So it was uncomfortable reacclimating to what is considered normal. And so originally when the group started, it was a lot of getting together with the cancer patients and survivors, helping them to be in a space with other cancer patients and survivors so they didn't have to be conscious of the fact that their breasts were no longer there. They were among people who would understand and who would, even if the breast looked a little lopsided or whatever, if they weren't concerned about who was looking at them. So socially, the group began in that way. A lot of people, when they have patients or family members that have cancer, if it's a prolonged journey, sometimes those family members get tired. We having a real conversation. And when you're a caretaker and you've been journeying with someone months and months and months, you get tired and you need a break for you because you have to take care of you. So these outings allowed also caretakers the opportunity to take a break while the survivors and patients gathered together. And so that's how the group originally started. And after my mom died and I started working with the group, we started doing some more amazing things. We would have experts come into group and teach the ladies how to stretch their bodies because even though the breasts are removed, the lymph nodes are sometimes removed. There's challenges with moving some parts of the body. It's like a rehabilitative process. So we would bring speakers in to help them with that. We'll bring speakers in about health and wellness. You have to change your diet. There's before cancer and there's after cancer. You can't go back to the before. So how do you learn to eat healthy? What does eating healthy look like? So we've organized like grocery food tours. We go to the store with Coach Melissa from AML and she teaches the survivors about how to read the labels. We've had Dr. Kitty come in and she's spoken to us about wellness, natural medicine. We also had I can't remember her name right now, but she was the very first person that sponsored our soup day for survivors. She's all vegan, all about natural food, came in and taught us how to cook natural food. And so the food is almost raw. So we teach our survivors how to live a different lifestyle. So this work has taken on a different meaning for me because I understand the vision that my mom had when she started this. Yes, we help with physical things. We may give you some money, right? We're a small group, so the amount we could give is limited, but we give as we can. We provide ports, we provide prosthetic breasts, vasectomy bras. We give every month. We're starting giving a vegetable package so that they could start incorporating vegetables in their diet and eliminated grits and sugar and rice and all the things that cause inflammation in the body. So there's a whole vision for patients and survivors to thrive. Now, Trish, I'll tell you that in the middle of all of this, midway in all of this, because in 2020, I had my own personal scare with cancer. I had a pre-cancer diagnosis, and I had to take drastic measures to ensure that I just cut out the parts of my body that had the pre-cancer diagnosis. And so I understood firsthand the fear. Like you go into survival mode when you get a diagnosis, right? So a lot of things around you don't matter, especially if you don't have insurance. You're trying to find money. You're trying to do fundraisers. You're just trying to figure out, how do I pay for what's needed? And I will tell you this, and then I'm gonna shut up, right? When I was going through that process, my mom always said that she lived for her children. And I remember I didn't have insurance. And I went to the doctor. We got the results. The doctor referred me to oncology. I went to oncology. And there was a lady that was a very good friend of my mom. As a matter of fact, she went to church when my mom went to church. And she called me up and she said, "Hey, I heard you're having some challenges and, you're navigating a cancer situation." She says, I want to help you. And she was the local representative for Baptist Health. So as a result of my mom's legacy and the work that she's done in the cancer community, Baptist Health gave me like a 75% almost off of, what I still had to pay. It's like $50,000. But it was because of that legacy and the work that I'd started doing and the reputation being built at working with cancer patients and survivors that I got my own karma in that situation by having phenomenal care without insurance.
Let me stop you right there, because what I love about the guests on the show is even though they're telling their story, you also get nuggets and life lessons from it. And there were many that you shared, but one in particular is that when you were living, you're not just living for yourself.
Yes.
You're living for your children's children. You're leaving a legacy. When you're doing something for someone, you may not get that blessing instantly.
Right.
Sometimes it carries on to your children.
Yes.
Sometimes it carries on to their children.
Yes.
Your parents' name or even your name can leave an impact on the generations to come. So be mindful of how you treat people. I just had to put that right. I had to put that little pin there. Be mindful how you treat people and to give. Be a giver, because it's going to come back.
Absolutely.
Pressed down, shaken together, running over when men give to your person. I had to share that right there. let me get back to Arizona. So you said, okay, so they did the test and then they discovered that you had breast cancer. So what was your first reaction?
Okay, I picked up the results. Sitting, waiting, nervous, shaking, everything, waiting for when my name called.
And you said you were by yourself.
I was by myself. I didn't take anyone with me. I don't know why I'm so brave at times. I didn't take anyone with me, right? But I had the good Lord with me.
Yes.
So my name called when they're shaking. Had the envelope in my hands because they had it sealed.
Right.
So
Why are they trying to put you through that?
okay. So I hand it to the doctor. Open it. There you go. It's cancer, Arizona. You do have breast cancer in your left breast. And we have to do surgery right away. Right? Silence in the room, tears flowing from myself, the doctors, the nurse, for a moment, So, oh boy. So, after all of that, tears, the doctors consoling me and everything, he said, now what are we going to do, Arizona? We got to set a date and everything so you can do the surgery. And that was it. I left the office after they told me, they gave me a date to come back so they can give me a surgery date, and because they said that I have to do the surgery right away. So I left, the hospital, sat in my car. And it was like, is this real, getting this news, is it real? And I had to come to reality. And I remember my favorite song what I always sing to the Lord,
Mhm.
Lord, use me, right? Prepare me and use me for a sanctuary,
Come on.
right? So I said to him, okay, why not me? That's crazy, right? But that's what I said to God. Why not me? And why I could have said that to him is because of previous experience, fights,
Yes.
Come on.
major fights that I've conquered
Mhm.
because of God, and he brought me through it. So I said, okay, he brought me from that. What is cancer to you, God?
Mhm.
So I
feel a shock. I thought I could say it myself. I look around for a piece of cloth just in case I fell out, but I see them. Go ahead.
so that personal relationship with God had
Yeah.
to really kick in.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, God, I always sing in this song, right? But I tell persons, I said, we always say, God, use me, but are you prepared to be used the
Yes.
way God want to use
Come
you?
on.
Yes.
So I had to, okay, it's time to, okay, find the resources, find how you're going to go through this situation. And then the second thing was my kids. How am I going to tell the kids, Mommy get cancer? Because, the first thing, they're going to think, Mommy ain't going to be with us long.
Mm-hmm.
So driving home and everything, I say, God, you got to help me with this one. You did it before. I know you can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I went home. They came home from school and I called them in the room. I sat on my bed and I called them and I said, CJ, Shani, I said, Mommy have cancer. And I could have seen their faces. Yeah. I saw their faces, Tony, because one was in junior high, one was in senior high. And that was the time when both of them were getting ready, to graduate at that period of, me going through the cancer.
Right.
So, oh boy. So I was like, we could be okay. Mommy could be okay. We're going to be okay. So I went to bed that night with it on my mind, I went to bed with it on my mind. I hold their hands, tell them, Mommy going to be okay. God got this. God got this. God is going to take care of us. And then I called the rest of the family. I let them know what was going on. And I do have a foster family, my Maycox family. I spoke with them and I let my brothers and sisters know that, hey, just got diagnosed with cancer. No, Arizona, let's get a second opinion. I said they want to remove the breast. No, let's do it. Let's get a second opinion. So we planned. While we were waiting for the doctors over here, we took a trip. I took a trip and I went to Moffitt Cancer Center and for a second opinion. Got there and everything. We did all the testing and everything. And come to find out that the cancer was already spreading to under the arm, so, and the tumor in the space of 1 month, the tumor grew from a 7.6 centimeters to 8 centimeters in 1 month. So the tumor was the size of a baseball. Yeah. So Dr. Lee, I'll never forget the doctor, Dr. Lee, she suggested that I do chemotherapy first and then the surgery, right? So I came back home with all of the information for the doctors here and everything, and we went from there.
Wow. I remember Duquesa stating that, even with her mom, she experienced a lot of emotional trauma. And she said while she was home, she felt as if the walls were caving in. Can you share some of your emotional experiences?
Okay, for me, with the emotional, the only time I was emotional was when I was doing treatment. When I was doing the chemotherapy treatment, because that's the worst thing in the world.
I heard.
Any human can go through. That's the worst thing. But for me, I had to prove the family and friends the God who I serve. So I asked God to put a peace upon me, and He put it. So emotionally, I was a bit fine emotionally because I give it to God. I tell God, this on you. I know I can't do this on you. So emotionally, I was fine, but physically, I wasn't.
I've heard a lot of stories with chemo. I have 2 co-workers who overcame breast cancer. I have an aunt overcame breast cancer, and I've heard their stories. And of course, you hear stories from. But with once again, this is show 3 of this, so I've heard what my guests have to say. But can you share your experience during the chemo? And some of the, if you don't mind, some of the experiences that you had. I know some were saying, "Oh, it was so bad. They were throwing up every second, and all these different things." Some lost weight, some gained weight. It was different experiences for different people. But how was it for you?
It was horrible. It was horrible. The first session of chemo, the type of cancer that I had stage 3 breast cancer. It was a very aggressive cancer.
Very.
And that cancer I had needed 2 types of chemotherapy. One couldn't work without the other. So I was on 2 chemo, right? And it was an 8-hour session for me. First to sit, last to leave, right? Now, that first day, I took the first session of chemo, right? And I was there all day. Finish. They told me that I won't feel the symptoms not till within 24 hours. Fine. I went to work. The next day. That was a Monday. I went to work Tuesday, right? At 11 o'clock, that's not 24 hours yet. At 11 o'clock, I started to feel nauseous, head spinning, dizzy, everything. So I told them I have to leave. I'm not feeling good. So rather than going home, I went to church. We were having service. So I went to church. Nobody knows what's going on with me. I feel horrible. I'm talking about feeling horrible. So I got some oil and water, and I drinking it on my way home. I'm drinking it. By 7 o'clock, I felt really, really horrible. I run into restroom and I started throwing up. Not just throwing up, but doing that. I was throwing up and diarrhea. The same, both of them, one time. Yeah. So the only thing I call the children, I call my daughter. I say, come help mommy. Because I don't know, the feeling you could not describe. Chemotherapy is just liquid going into your body, but you can never describe the pain, the feeling. I threw up all night. I sit on the room floor with the bucket in the middle of me, and I throw up all night. And I had to call my girlfriend. I said, come for me the next morning after the kids went, come take me back to the hospital, please. And they had to give me fluid. She dropped me. She took me back. I was on fluid all day because I was dehydrated from the vomiting and everything. But the chemo took my hair off the 3rd day. I touched it to go to work, right? And it was coming in my hand. So all I did was take it and put it in one, right? But when I got to work, and then I just, telling them, look, and I'm fooling around with my hair. I say, look, y'all, So I try to be transparent with my co-workers also, and the hair came off.
Right, while you was telling them.
While I was telling them, they crying, But I'm laughing because I prepared myself for the process.
You were warrior.
I know the process is painful, but I prepared myself for it, right? So discoloration of the nails. I got black. I'm dark, but I got darker. But I did pray, though. I said, God, don't allow the chemotherapy to damage me.
Yeah.
Don't allow it to kill me. because the chemo could kill you,
Yes.
So I kept my faith in God that, hey, in the midst of what I'm going through, God, you are with me.
Yeah.
You are my healer. So you got to take this from me.
Yeah.
So many nights I lean on the wall in the bedroom crying to God, and the only name you could call is Jesus. So every night, Jesus, and then you could feel like somebody is sticking you in your head. It was horrible. Your body painful, you're cold all the time. The chemo was not a good thing. It was worse. I tell everybody when I'm talking about it, it was worse than the surgery, the chemotherapy.
Yeah, I heard so much about that.
And you forget things too. It costs you to
Your
forget.
memory.
Yes.
Memory.
Yeah, the chemo is not good. No, it's the work of the devil.
Wow. So let's talk about the support system that you had. What was your support, your community look like? I know you said your co-workers had your back, but
family, first and foremost. The children, although they were young, they understood what mommy was going through. So my family, my children, my family all around. My cousin too, Jenny Bain, that's my cousin. And she was able to help me. When I did the chemo, I called, I said, Jenny, I'm sick. I feel so she was able to help me, tell me what to drink, what to take. And she encouraged me, and she told me you're gonna be okay, Arizona. You're not alone. And I appreciate and I thank God for, Jenny. God bless her soul. I thank God for her. And she was a big part of helping me to go through what I went through.
Why do you think it's so important to have community and support?
It's important so you don't close yourself out. You'll shut down. Especially during the chemotherapy, you will give up. You will give up on life if there's nobody there to hold your hands. And I would share, with the listeners, you gotta have God. If you do not have God, you don't have anything. Because that's the only way you can get healed. Your healing is through God. And God is the number one of your community.
Yes, absolutely.
Your family, your friends, church family. Everyone was a big support for me. Work, church family, even the neighbors, the community, the neighbors, everybody. I tell everybody, doing sickness, sometimes people find themselves stressed out. Not me. I wasn't stressed. Because it was the support, oh my God, God is amazing. Yeah. When you give it to him, he takes over. So it was a stress-free. Financially, everything was stress-free for me.
That is amazing.
Everything was.
Amazing. What specific turning point, if there was any, from your journey? So you shared that you went through how many sessions? Four sessions.
4 major ones.
Yes. Right? And so at what point I know your faith was always God is going to bring you through.
Yes.
Right? But was there ever a time when at the lowest point of your time when you felt as if I ain't gonna make it?
The last session of chemotherapy, it felt like I was having a heart attack. And I had to go to EMS 3 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, that's it. I thought I was gone because my chest was, the pain was there so severe that I couldn't do it anymore. But I had to remember God is in the vessel.
Come on.
Yes, and I thought about the children. I had to fight for the kids. I fight for me. I fight for even other women out there because 9 years. This year makes 9 years.
9 years.
9 years.
Or yes.
Yes.
Woo. I let me go back to the casa so I could just balance myself.
Yes.
One of the questions I asked was how important community is and support is. And of course, this is something that you do.
Yeah.
So even when you have women that come along your path, what are some of the things that they share regarding the thing that you do, your support group and community that you have available for
Well,
them?
the first thing I want to share is that every person's journey is different. No two people will have the same experience. And that's simply because our DNA is different, how we respond to medication is different. And so in the community, you're going to be able to hear from other women of how they navigated chemo, radiation, the impacts of after surgery. You have to reconcile no longer having your breast, that's your femininity. For the single women, it's a question of, will anyone ever love me again? For the married women, it's a question of, will my husband accept these scars? Some husbands are very, very good at supporting them, but you have all of these thoughts. And so being in a community with other women who have navigated those sorts of things can help to anchor you and to demonstrate to you they are like evidence. They're evidence that, you know what, this is but a dot in my life's journey. Like, yes, I may navigate with cancer for 5 years, but I've been promised 10.
Come on.
And so for 5 years, I may tall and tired. But for the next 65, I'm going to be thriving. I'm going to be living. That community support is also important because you have resources that you can tap into, that you can borrow, right? You have those resources. Now, Trish, I'm going to tell you that I still scold our group members because sometimes they feel like they don't want to share. They don't want to call you when they have a challenge because they don't want to be a burden. But the reason you have community is so that you can tap. If you're in a community and you still isolated, it defeats the purpose of community. Some people struggle with shame that they have cancer. You did nothing, like you were chosen, right? So there's no shame attached to a cancer diagnosis. In this community, you're going to find with people who are going to be more tolerable of what you're going through. Like someone who's never journeyed with cancer may say, oh, you're taking long to get over this, or that's just a cut. You only have 20 stitches. Like they will have a more flippant approach to what you're going through. But the person who's walked those shoes, they know exactly what that is, and they'll never get tired of you. They'll give you advice. When you sink in, they're going to grab you and get back up here. They're going to pull you back. So I advocate for women who are navigating a cancer journey to get into a support community. Not only are you benefiting from their life experiences, you are now cultivating other experiences within our support group meetings. We do some wonderful things. You're creating new memories. So now you have the after cancer memories where you're building a sisterhood, you're getting involved, you're advocating. I shout out to Arizona. This is the first time that she is speaking on radio. It takes courage, right? And so, being in a community encourages you to share your story, Trish, because our stories aren't for us. They are the benefit of other women. And even in the Bible, we are admonished for the elders to teach the youngers. And so you also find that now breast cancer, people are being diagnosed in their 20s. So we need those anchor women who are in their 40s, who are in their 50s, who've gone through some experiences to let you know that you are still lovable, that you are still worthy, you are still deserving, that you can get power from pain and how to convert that painful experience into something powerful, because they're going to be living, our warriors rocking it. Okay, we have a number of self-employed women, they out there rocking it. They're not afraid to share their stories. They will pause and talk with anybody, hold their hand, bring them through. When one down, all rally together to bring that person up. And so community is so important, not just in cancer, but we're talking about cancer. When I was a little girl growing up, we grew up in community. If I got in trouble in school, I got in trouble home. If I got in trouble in the neighborhood, I got in trouble home, because people fostered those communication and, you had community living, and that is vital. We were born for community. So if you're out there and you've been diagnosed with cancer, maybe you're healed physically, but you still have the mental and emotional and spiritual scars, we invite you to join us, right? Spiritually, you can struggle because you're working through why would God allow this to happen to me. Even though we have many biblical references to how God put his faithful people through so many trials, you still question that. And, even this morning, I think I put a 7-minute prayer in the group. So we do amazing things to help people understand that it's okay to feel your emotions, and let's heal those emotions.
I love that. I love that. Just before we take a break, if you can just share your number, we'll say it again, but you can share how people can reach you, even with someone who's listening right now who just needs that support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they can reach us at 802-6012. You can WhatsApp, you can call, you can text. You can also check our website out and just fill in the contact us field and
the
someone will
website?
get back to you. It's GD Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group.com. Everything is GD Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group.com, our Facebook page, our website, our Instagram. And we want to be out there because we want to put a face. Like cancer is impersonal unless you've had someone close to you navigate it. But we're putting a face to cancer. We're putting the women out there. We're putting the different ages out there for you to see that cancer doesn't respect your age.
Not
It
at
doesn't
all.
respect your nationality.
No.
We have people that are non-Bahamians in our group as well. And so there's no nationality, there's no age, there's no economic bracket.
Yeah.
And so we put the women out there. They're happy to show their faces and share their stories to be an anchor for someone else.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Let's take a break right now. And after the break, we're going to continue on with our stories. We want to, now this is going to be about hope now, moving forward. Because we want to know, okay, how do I do this? How do I accomplish this? What happens next? After I've already gotten a mastectomy, what do I do? How do I survive? How can I, bring about the beauty that I felt as if I've lost, etc. So let's do that right after.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're thinking pink with store-wide BOGO savings on your favorite fragrances and cosmetics. Buy one, get one at 25% off. And with every $50 purchase, enter your survivor in our raffle to win a gift basket valued at $500. Together we fight, and together we save. Only at the Perfume Bar. Visit one of our 5 locations today.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, the Gregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama Market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News Sales Representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
Germs can spread fast, but with Lysol, you can go into protection mode. When it comes to your laundry, Lysol Laundry Sanitizer is specially designed to sanitize your laundry and kill 99.9% of bacteria. It can be used on most washable fabrics, including baby clothes, gym clothes, undergarments, towels, bedding, and delicates. Available in sport, free and clear, and crisp linen. Washing your clothes is good. Sanitizing them is better. Lysol, what it takes to protect. Now available at your favorite store.
You're listening to Your Lane with Coach Trish Hanna.
To be a sanctuary, pure and holy, right and true.
Yeah. Listen, we were shaman just now. Let's don't ask God to prepare you to be
Okay.
He ain't prepared to be a sanctuary. Okay? And there's another song that I refuse to sing. You can say, try me in the fire.
No, don't try it. Don't try me.
That's all right. You ain't gotta try me. I know. Okay, I'm good. But yes, welcome back, everyone. We are just about, we're wrapping up. Yeah, we got about half an hour left in the show, but we're gonna wrap up. And this side of the show, we want to be a little bit more. What happens after surgery. You have women, I've had guests on the show that said, after I've already gotten my mastectomy, I refuse to get any form of reconstruction, breast implants, etc., because I'm satisfied with what I have.
Yes.
And then you have some people who don't want it because they be like, man, that's vanity. I don't need that. My breasts do not define who I am as an individual. And then you have some people who said, well, this is what, and guess what? Nobody's wrong, right? This is what will make me feel better. Right. If I need to build a confidence as I go out there, I would do what I have to do and do the reconstructive surgery, correct?
Yes.
Right. And so things, people vary. Whatever it is that you need to do to keep you and to help you to be more comfortable as you go through this journey, then kudos to you.
Yes.
So Arizona, if you don't mind, you could share, after you've already done that particular surgery, the mastectomy, what were your thoughts and plans of reconstruction or not, or how did you go about doing that?
Okay, I had a choice. I had a choice whether I would want to do a double or just take the left breast off, right? But first, after doing the 4 sessions of the chemotherapy, right, I had to go back off to the hospital away, Tampa, right? And after doing all of the tests, running the tests and everything, and with doing the chemo, I saw the changes in the breast. I saw the breast coming back to normal.
Okay.
While I was doing the chemotherapy, I saw the lumps shrinking. I felt it shrinking. The pain was going away and everything. Right time as I get there and they run all of the tests, there were no tumor.
Come on.
There were no tumor, but God. But they still were seeing the cancer. So they said that I will still have to do the surgery. So I decided, okay, I still have to do the surgery. Mentally, I prepared myself. This is something I have to do. If this is what I have to do to live, I will do it. And I decided to do a double mastectomy. I took both of the breasts off.
And one that was cancerous, the other one wasn't, and you decided
I decided to take the two off, right? And right now, I don't have no breasts. I don't have any breasts. I go into the store. Do you know they sell breasts, right?
My God, let's go to the store.
Do you know? Yes, they do sell prosthetic, silicone breasts. So I'm fine with that. I've never, questioned myself on, not having the breast. Right? It's something that I had to, get comfortable with. And I said, my beauty is not my body. My beauty is what comes out of me. How I live with people. That's the beauty. Right? So getting a reconstruction, I didn't want it. I didn't want it. It was my choice. I don't want it. The doctor say, you're young, Arizona. You need to go and do them breasts. Get some new breasts. But if I get new breasts, maybe something else can happen with the new breasts, because you're putting silicones in you. So, you still have to be mindful that, hey, and you have to face reality, that, hey, something may happen. And then maybe you might have to keep changing these silicones. And who want to be going underneath that knife all the time? Not me. So I kept myself.
If I have to go to the store and pick out breasts like I pick out my weave, I'll be a woman now. All right, I want them big today because I wear them bathing suit. Right. Let me go find it. Go ahead.
And guess what? The old breasts were heavy. So these are lighter.
Right.
So I find that humorous with God.
Yeah.
Because I always used to say, man, the children suck them little drop.
Yes. Yeah.
Lord, I want to do some reconstruction. But God, you take them on. So, your breasts don't define who you are. It doesn't. So I'm comfortable, I'm confident and, choosing what size to wear, which day, God is good.
Yes.
Yes.
Duquesa, talk to us. I was on you. I mean, just before I even go to Duquesa, it's something about I would say your presence, your spirit, you exude joy.
Yes.
You exude just, I mean, I really cannot explain it.
Yeah.
Your personality is
Yes.
something that you cannot explain. And it's like, for someone who's been through that, sometimes people, when they go through things, they come out bitter.
No, I came out better.
You came out
That's
better.
I came out better.
That's it.
And it's amazing. And you can see the glory of God all over you.
I came out better.
Yeah.
Because what I've been through, cancer was nothing to compare to the past hurts.
Come on.
And God give you joy,
Yes.
And it was, and I went to a service while I was going through the process, and the woman said, "Your healing is through your praise." So I just praise my way through. I pray, praise, and I build my faith up, and the joy, the world didn't give it to me.
That's right.
It didn't. No, the world didn't.
And
what we go through, it can't take your joy away if Christ is your solid rock.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes.
She preaching.
Yeah, she preaching.
She preaching. And I love that. I love
I
that.
hope you know.
I have you to know. And when she was saying that, she's like, I went through so much that those little things have nothing to do to compare. It reminded me of the story of David. Remember when David was like, look, man, the God that I serve, he helped me with the bear.
Yeah.
He helped me with the lion.
right.
Yes.
So who's just uncircumcised
That's
Philistine
right.
coming in
Yes.
front of me trying to defile?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Watch
What? I don't
Yes.
get my little,
One little
my
rock.
little thing and I throw it. And when you look at things like that, it is so
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
It's like you have to. It's almost as if you have to have the memory recall is good when you think about what God has done in the past.
Yes.
So He's helped you with things time and time again. You think He can fail you now
Yeah.
because of
That's
some demon called
Okay.
cancer?
Cancer,
Yeah.
that's
The devil is a liar.
Amen.
And so I want to encourage people. I have to just stick it right here to encourage those who are going through the process,
Yes.
for those who have been diagnosed, to say, look, this is a minor thing to a major God.
Yeah.
Come back.
There is
yes.
nothing that He
Yes.
cannot do.
That's right.
Amen.
And it is through His stripes that we have been made healed
Yes.
and made healed, which means it already happened.
Yes.
And all it takes right now is just for you to go through the process
That's
to
it.
refine
Yes.
and establish character. That's all it
Yes.
is. And you building your faith. And the more this lady said I was prepared for this. I believe this because she keep on singing that song. Like, I don't advise you to sing or prepare me to be a sanctuary, but I can tell you that same faith that she had and the fact that
Yes.
she's preparing herself mentally, physically, spiritually to go through that process. I would encourage us all to take a page
Yes.
out of her book and continue doing that. Let's
Yes.
move on because that was just
Yes.
wonderful. And the fact that she used a weapon of praise, that's a
Yes.
weapon. I don't
Yes.
think y'all understand
Yes.
that. I don't think y'all understand how the opposite of that is complaining.
Yeah.
I want y'all
Yes.
to remember what happened to the children of Israel and how
Yes.
long they stayed walking
Yes.
around that
Yes,
mountain
that's
simply
right.
because they kept
Yes.
on complaining.
That's right.
You are responsible for the delay of your healing
Yes.
process
Amen.
every single time when you choose bitterness instead of betterness. I
Yeah.
said that.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
Yeah, but I have to say that.
Yes.
All right. I'm saying this, I don't. But my point is, you want to be able to praise
it.
your way
Yes.
through it. You understand what I'm saying? So let's talk.
Yes.
And there's a quote, a great man, my apostle Raymond Wells.
Yes, sir.
It may be painful, but purposeful.
That's it.
Oh,
Right
that's
there.
it. That's it right
Yeah.
there. It may
Right
be
there.
painful, but
Yeah.
purposeful.
Yes.
But doing this, going through this for you.
Yes.
Right.
Your life
That's
is not
it.
about
Yeah.
you. You have people depending on your
Yes.
testimony.
Yeah.
But how
Yes.
you could let them depend on testimony if you want to give up?
Yes.
There's no. I remember watching this in Philadelphia. One baseball movie. There's no crying in baseball. There's no. You could cry for 2 seconds because the Bible
Yeah.
said, "Enjoy
We've been
by the
laughing.
You're gonna cry one or two
Yes.
tears.
Yes.
Listen here.
Yes.
Listen here. Get up and be a warrior.
Yes,
You
yes.
understand that this is a fight, and you ain't gonna let the enemy take you out
That's
because of
right.
your unbelief. You ain't gonna let
Amen.
the enemy take you out because of what the doctor diagnosed.
Yes.
They only doing their part. At the end of the day, they getting paid and they going home.
That's
You
right.
understand? You
Right.
still have to be left with,
Yes.
what is my faith? How am I going
That's
to
right.
change? What is my
Yes.
mindset?
Right.
Yes.
How can I find community so that I can
Yes.
help to build and continue moving on? This is not the time to isolate yourself.
Correct.
Because
Mhm.
the moment you isolate yourself, the enemy come and creep
In your
because
head,
he
right
likes to
there.
do that.
That's
He
it
likes
right
to
there.
wait until you by yourself
That's
so that
right.
he pour whatever lies and deception that he can to tell you can't do it, you're not gonna make it.
Yes.
Be around people who can encourage you, inspire you. Be around people who can testify of God's
Yes.
goodness.
Yes.
The Bible says we overcome by the
Evidence.
blood of the Lamb and by
That's
the word of our
right.
testimonies. So the fact that you even hearing Arizona's story and testimony now should be enough. And you may not even have to have breast cancer. You may just have a headache. The
Right.
mere fact that the
Yes.
same God who healed her from breast cancer is the same God that could heal you from your headache.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Amen.
Oh, fine.
Hallelujah.
Let me go sit
Right.
down. You know, but the let's talk more about
Yes.
community.
So, as we're talking Breast Cancer Awareness Month, one of the things that we want to advocate for is for women to do their breast exams every single month. It's important for you to know what normal is. If you don't know what normal is, you wouldn't recognize abnormal. It's okay to touch them. It's okay to feel them. Understand that the breast tissue starts from underneath your arms. Arizona will tell you how many lymph nodes you had removed.
9.
From under the arm. So you want to be inspecting and feeling under the arm, all along your breast and up to your collarbone, because the lumps, all of this is impacted by breast cancer. So do your self exams. Many people have insurance that has a free medical annual physical, whatever you want to call it, and they're not using it. Please make use of that. Go and get your annual blood work done. If you have NHI, there's no excuse. You can get your blood work done. You can get your pap smear done. You want to know what your status is. Now, I will share a very transparent story here because fear is something that cripples us at times. And when my mom was diagnosed, she was 45 years old at the first diagnosis because she was diagnosed twice. So when I turned 45, I was afraid. I was afraid to go and get my annuals done, my mammograms done, because I was like, Lord, mommy was 45. And people that have a family history, a mom, a Grammy, a sister, they are at higher risk for cancer. So I didn't go to do my exams for 2 years.
Wow.
Right. And so at the end of that 2-year period, my doctor cornered me and she was like, you getting these done. We can do this. And I was like, Duquesa, be obedient. And I went, and that's when I discovered my pre-cancer diagnosis. So had I continued on that path of not going, my life would have been different. So if you're out there and you are afraid of doing those annuals, I want to encourage you to grab a hold of something. We're going to go with you. We have Miss Helen. She will grab you and go with you to the doctor, so you don't have to go alone. Reach out to us. Someone will journey with you to go and get those exams done. So please don't let fear hold you back from that. Okay. There are some myths about breast cancer that I want to dispel as well. People believe that if they don't have a family history of breast cancer, they're not going to have cancer. To every woman under the sound of my voice, just by virtue of having these breasts, you are at risk for breast cancer. There's no prevention that you can do. If it's coming to you, it's coming. And it's 1 in 8 women in the United States are diagnosed. I don't have local statistics, but that's our sister,
That's
the
us.
United States. And then, of course, we have a high prevalence of the BRCA gene. It means that cancer is moving through your generation and family lines, and you have a higher 60 to 70% higher chance of getting cancer. And this is where the men get breast cancer if your mom has the BRCA gene. So you want to educate yourself and understand that, no, you're not exempted. And that's why it's important for you to get those exams. And that it's not just women who are getting breast exams as well. There are times when, or breast cancer, I'm sorry, there are times when trauma can cause breast cancer. We have a young lady in our group. She was diagnosed at 23 after a car accident and trauma to her breast. And so if you're hitting your chest, hitting your breast area, it's important for you to always go and get those things checked out as well. Don't be afraid. We have evidence. We have people, I think our oldest survivor may be like 63 years survivorship, not like years old. She's in her 80s.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Right? We have people in their 70s who are 20 years, 70 years. We have 13 years. We have 2 years, 1 year. So you have evidence.
Yeah.
You need
Yes.
evidence, right? So get into a community, but make sure that you're getting those exams done.
I they didn't tell me to do this because when it comes to organizations like this, I love to ensure that they have the resources necessary. Duquesa said something about, hey, when people are in need financially, or they need something, whatever have you, her support system goes and they help whenever they can, you know, once the funds are there. Under the sound of my voice, the people who are listening, both men and women, we as women, we usually carry the checkbooks and stuff anyway. I mean, no more checks over here, but you know what I mean? Like, we have access to that. But I would encourage you, this Gen-nie Dean, right?
Caring and sharing.
Caring and sharing
Yeah,
support group to go
Yes.
ahead and donate, because I can tell you they're doing some significant things out there and helping women who need it most. And there are lots of women out there without insurance, and these things are expensive. I hear stories all the time.
Yes.
Once again, I have an aunt who was just saying, okay, well, I had to spend this amount of money just to, you know, get a checkup, just to make sure everything's okay. Nothing came back, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what?
Yes.
I was like, that's a whole plane ticket. I could
Okay.
go. You know what I mean? You know, I try to make fun, you know, I try to make her laugh and stuff like that. You know, so I'm not trying to dampen the situation or make it light or whatever. But my point is, you need money for these type of things. You know, you're gonna need money, and then what better way for us as women? We say that we support, we say that we give, we say that we want to be our sister's keeper. But then we hold our hands. You know, we shrink back, we shred back, and then we say, oh well, the Lord can deal with you. Right. And there's a part in the Bible that says, hey, if you have someone who needs a cloak, you and you just can't say, oh, I hope you feel warm. And you have but 10 clothes inside your closet. Give them one. Don't give them one. I mean, that's what love is all about. Love is demonstration, is an action word. I say all of that to say, see why people need to call me up for the collective. If y'all want me to collect money from y'all call me, okay? No, but seriously, to be a blessing. Something as simple as purchasing the breast, the bra, simple as purchasing if they want to, the hair extension units and stuff, if they want whatever. These are things that women would want or need, or to help them as they go through this journey with breast cancer. So it's more than just purchasing a pink shirt and wearing it in October.
Absolutely.
You know, you would want to give. And I promise you, because I've seen it happen time and time again, every time that we give to people, especially when we don't have it ourselves, challenge God. I'm telling you. Every time we give, he always finds a way of blessing us abundantly.
Absolutely.
All right.
So Trish, can I tell you something that we really, really need right now? We are looking for appropriate office space. So if somebody would like to donate a space that we can operate from, even if just for a year, to give us, you know, that opportunity to get more resources, because we don't want to take donor money to pay rent, right? So we're being very responsible with the money that we get. And so we are looking for an office space. And so if you have a suitable office space that could host, you know, 50 women in a support group meeting,
50?
We have 25, 30, and we have other events. Like we have what every woman needs to know about cancer, what every woman needs to know about cervical cancer. We have health and wellness seminars that people come to. So we offer a lot of educational support. And so we do need a facility that we can fully be in monthly and have a little retail store that sells our merchandise. So we do have the monthly meetings. We do virtual and in person, because some people may not be well enough to attend. We have people attending from America, Jamaica, different parts of the world virtually as well. And so if you are in a position to support us with space that we can use, we would definitely. The Bible say you have not because you ask.
Actually
asking very openly. So that number is 802-6012.
802-6012.
And if a rental space is too difficult, like you say, we have Hope in Every Cup initiative going on now, where you could donate and we will purchase prosthetic breasts and bras for women. The breasts start from maybe about $40. Bras start from about $19. You sacrifice in one lunch to help a woman feel more confident,
Yeah.
look more
Yes.
confident
For
as
their
well.
lives.
And those links are on our website. We have a
Okay.
beautiful website, by the way.
Yeah, well, you can see that we have it open on the Facebook. It is beautiful.
Yes.
It is beautiful. Kudos to whoever designed that. That's just beautiful. All right, but ladies, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. I know that the persons listening, especially people who support you,
Yes.
and that's so beautiful when you actually have that support
Yes.
system.
Yes.
That's a beautiful
Yes.
thing. I know that people were blessed today. All right. And so just before we close, I just want to ask Arizona, what advice would you give to someone who has been diagnosed or in the process, now of just heard that they've been diagnosed, or in the process of, that maybe their second reoccurrence or whatever. They have breast cancer. What would be your advice to them?
My advice would be face your reality first of all, right? Don't give up. Don't give up. Fight to the end and believe that, that you will be healed, you will conquer, and also find resources, ways of where you can make yourself better, healthier, and don't be around negativity, but be around positivity, be around great support, and medically, do what the doctors ask you to do, and build your hope on God, and just allow God to do the healing. Trust Him, believe that God is a healer, and don't give up on yourself. Live and kick cancer in the butt.
Come on.
Yes, kick it in the butt, and be happy, be joyful, be happy, and don't allow yourself don't cave yourself in to your situation, but seek the person who can take you out of the situation. Okay? And just be happy.
I mean, you exude that. You exude joy and happiness.
Yes.
My God.
Yes.
And if ever, you find yourself or one find themselves in any form of sickness, just remember Arizona's face, because I don't understand how someone can be so joyful. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And so thank you, ladies. Thank you for being so transparent.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for just sharing, the legacy of your mom. I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but the fact that you said yes to receiving the baton from her and carrying it on, the lives that you have helped, is
She's
just a blessing.
Yeah.
And I know initially you probably didn't want it, like you said.
Right.
Taking too much of my time, but
you gotta be obedient.
You gotta be obedient, and you would be surprised of the hidden blessings, the things that he's and the protection that he's protecting you from that you know nothing of, and the fact that he's taking care of your son, and ensuring that your space and everything you need is covered. You would lack nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
Amen.
Because of your dedication and commitment.
Amen.
Thank you.
Woo! Ladies, y'all were phenomenal. Thank you. As a life coach, I help individuals navigate life transitions and build resilience after major challenges like illnesses or personal loss. And if today's discussion resonates with you and you're seeking guidance, I offer personalized coaching sessions to support your journey. My services are designed to help you rediscover purpose, set goals, and thrive in your new normal. You can book a free consultation to explore how coaching can benefit your unique situation. And for listeners of today's show, I'm offering a special discount on my coaching packages. For more information, you can contact 376-8689. Of course, I delve into life coaching, but my passion is relationship. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta be honest. My passion is relationship. So, but you can go on the website to discover more and to get more information. It's www.yourlanelifecoaching.com, or you can give us a call 376-8689 if you want to schedule an appointment. So I want to thank my Your Lane sponsors, the sponsors of Your Lane Talk Show, the Perfume Bar, John Shoe Store and Accessories, Your Lane Life Coaching, and Lysol, distributed by Thompson Trading. To the businesses out there, if you wish to sponsor Your Lane Talk Show, please give us a call at 376-8689. We have awesome packages to suit your budget, I promise you. To my producer, Beats, thank you so much for holding it down. As always, you're phenomenal. You're phenomenal. And to our first-time listening audience, I hope that this is not your last time. I hope that you were all encouraged, educated, and inspired today. I'm missing one. I gone blank just now. My memory gone. Just now. Empowered. Empowered, educated, and encouraged today. And to my continued listening audience, thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for praying for us, for allowing us to keep on going and bringing, information to you and knowledge to you so that you can be delivered. As the Bible said, is through knowledge that the just be delivered. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're all about. We want to make sure that you are whole and complete so that you could be the best woman, female that God has created you to be. All right, I pray that you were all empowered, educated, and encouraged today. And until next time, have a blessed Sunday. Blessings to all of you. Adios. Bye.